All right, everyone. Welcome into episode 28 of the Hooley Brothers podcast here on NFL Draft Eve. Mike, I don't know about you, but I'm getting very excited.
Yeah, I think people are saying they've just the last like 3 as expected Thursday to be draft day. And this is finally the week for it.
It's
All the
actually time.
rumors, all the draft boards, all the Sharpie throws, all the prep has been ready for tomorrow.
Yeah, and luckily, I think a thing that helps is that again, March Madness distracts you for so long, you forget about it for a few weeks, and you start baseball starts. You kind of and then I was like, so luckily I wasn't. I'm obviously very happy it's here. Not even just because not even just because of all the drama going on with the Patriots, the quarterback position, all this stuff going on. So I mean, even though that, I love both NBA and NFL drafts. I love them so much. I think it's so intriguing seeing how everything's going to unfold. It's obviously a great event every year. So very excited for that, and I think that's how we're going to spend a majority of our time tonight. But we're going to do. I think we've done this before in the past with I think we did it with March Madness recently, but we're gonna just start with some other topics first, and then we'll spend the most of the back portion of the show. I don't want to say half because I'll probably end up being closer to 2/3, 3/4 here, but so we'll get to that. Very excited about that. There are a lot of rumors kind of coming out every day. You're right when you think one thing's gonna happen, another thing happens, but we'll have a lot of time to talk about that. But Mike, I need to lead if we're gonna do a few topics first. I need to lead with this basketball team that we have here, and I'm just done. Honestly, that's all I can say. I don't care. How do you not beat the Oklahoma City Thunder last night? Shea wasn't playing even, right?
No, he's out for a bit now, so it's all.
I don't care if Tatum, Kemba, and Rob Williams are all out. That should be. And you know what? I'm not even one of these guys. I can't even blame Jalen. He scored 38 points. I know that's not everything, but like Pritchard poured in 23 as well. I'm not really going to blame him. It's literally everyone else and the coaching staff and the roster that got put together. I don't even know if you can completely blame the guys because it's this roster that Danny Ainge put together. These first round picks that he hoarded that are at the back end of the first round, second round, whatever it might be, that are worthless in the NBA landscape. I mean, it's just they're a dime a dozen to come across. Actually, I don't know if I'm using that diamond of the rough. Really, is more so what I'm going at to find a good pick in that range, and it just doesn't seem like he's found that person. So the supporting cast just sucks if we're being honest, and it's very aggravating to watch.
Got any more? Keep going.
I mean, I probably have more, but I just want to see what you have.
I want
to get a take here. Yeah. I could go on. Yeah.
It's
luckily I watched last night, but I didn't need to.
I'm just at a loss of words. It's just like I was dreading changing the channel. Like it was a 1-point game, close game. I was rather watching the Red Sox. My friends are like, "Oh, why don't you want to watch the Celtics? It's a close game." I'm like,
because it shouldn't be a close game.
I'm just exhausted. Like,
yeah.
Even just the way to say it, like Vegas still put that game as an 11.5 point spread.
Yeah, because you have Jaylen Brown, an all-star. Marcus Smart, defensive player of the year. Like you have this. I'm ranting about the roster, but it's still miles ahead of Oklahoma City because they're in a rebuild. They're completely starting over. They have their best player wasn't playing.
Also, I do have to thank Vegas because I was like, I'm bored. I'm gonna throw like $10 on a Boston parlay because all three teams were playing, but I couldn't because there wasn't a money line available for the Celtics. That's how much of their favorite they were still after the fact. Speaking to how bad this Thunder team is, so I said, screw it. The other two teams won, but the 11-point team.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Yeah.
I just didn't do anything instead, but it's just Ty Jerome. Like, have you heard of his name since the Final Four run?
No, I was supposed to say I've heard his name. Yeah, Final Four. Yeah, Virginia. I didn't even know he was in the NBA. I would have assumed he was in Europe or something.
Yeah, and then like Lou Dort, Baisley. Like I've heard that name.
Lou Dort didn't even go off. It wasn't even a torture chamber game. At least that
it was
still
like,
be tough to
Baisley,
swallow. But...
Like I've heard his name being like this young wing for years, but like he was always the guy. If you fast forward a couple years in 2K, he would be in the top pick, like the top couple of picks, and be like, oh yeah, but he actually stinks in real life. He was looking like an animal, like getting in the lane, dunking from the row. It was a Roby was doing everything in the paint. The Popovsky guy, like, did we go
Darius Baisley? Yeah. What's that?
Did we go up 41 fourth quarter points to them?
I believe. Let me check. Yeah, 41-37. So I was tracking it the whole time, and I was like, this shouldn't even be close, and it just so happened to be close. And then it got towards the end. I'm like, this is even embarrassing. I mean, like if you win, it's like one of those just like, okay, we'll just run back to the locker room and get out of here type situation. But they couldn't even close the door there. I mean, I don't know. Jalen was 13 to 26. It's not even like he shot inefficiently. So again, I know people want to go to the top, and that's kind of where a lot of these problems start. But I can't even blame him. It's the supporting cast. I don't know. It's just like I can't believe that. And obviously, I mean, I'm caught him some slack because of COVID, but it's like, oh, thanks for showing up for me. Like has he done anything in a Boston uniform?
No, I think I didn't really watch a lot the first quarter. Really missed a lot of layups, and I mean, I guess like it can't be too. You can be mad at him playing. Like I'm not really mad at age because he gave up nothing for him. If that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
That's the one time I can be mad at the player.
But you get like I don't know. It's just. But again, you're supposed to be able to evaluate that talent. Like even if it is for nothing, just like, well, there's probably someone else out there we could have got for it. I don't know. You know what I mean? It's just, yeah. I mean, I guess I'll point the finger more at Fournier himself because again, you're right. It was at the end of the day an acquisition that didn't cost you too much money, but and we'll get into this a little bit here, Mike. Watching games now, having to root against the New York Knicks, who, granted, have had a good season. But I want to be able to root for the Knicks to get into the playoffs. Like I'm thinking they're below us. They're ahead of us in the standings. I have to root for them to falter in some sort of way. And the other teams, the Hawks, I have to root for these teams to lose to get the Celtics up into the 4-5 matchup. And that's not going to happen. They look like they're sitting at 6 and they might be heading for the play-in tournament. But I'm like, I want that I can be able to root for these teams in the bottom half of the standings here. And now we're below them.
I mean, I'm not rooting against them. We should reap what we sow.
Yeah.
We're going to be that bad. We deserve it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm happy the Knicks are having fun. I'm happy that the Hawks are finally kind of put it together. Like
you should be ahead of those teams.
Like they're doing better. Just like still better than them. So like I'm not gonna be holding out for hope that like the Hawks playing tonight, like
I don't know. But it just speaks to
the Hawks are down 30 points against the Sixers, but regardless, like I'm not gonna be like I mean, I was gonna say I'm not gonna hold my breath for them to lose to the Pistons or something, and I checked on Monday, they lost to the Pistons.
Yeah, it's just I don't know. It's an embarrassing situation to be with. You should be locked into the playoffs. You should have, I think, even competed with Milwaukee maybe for the 3 seed at the beginning of the season. But at worst case, you should have fallen to 4. And now you're at 6, and you would need some miraculous stretch to get back up into that 4-5 matchup. It just seems like, it's not going to end well, just in some way, shape, or form. And granted, they haven't been able to put the whole team together, but every team's been dealing with that. I mean, the Lakers have hung on to the 4-5 seed in the West with all LeBron and AD. You know, it seems like star players are missing time. It's happening, and I don't know. Just the Celtics have not been able to put it together, and it's truly, truly embarrassing to watch sometimes. And the worst thing is that they can't just suck and like peter out. It's like, oh, they give us a hope these last few weeks. They started playing well. They go on a 6-game win streak, whatever it was, and then they just drop these inexcusable games. You get smoked in Charlotte, not even respectable. I think you just win the last 2 games even. I think everyone's fine with it because again, you had to win against Phoenix. You were banged up against Brooklyn, fine, whatever, it was a close game. You could beat Charlotte, and then you should easily handle the Thunder last night, even with the rosters constructed as they were. And you're feeling completely differently. But those are just 2 one embarrassing and one inexcusable losses in the season.
Yeah, and even like making it more micro, like going down 10, and then like the Thunder were pitiful breaking the press at the end of that game, like just handing it over until the very end. And then of course Morales hit the 3 to like get it within 2 with a couple seconds left. Like they love
doing that. The Celtics are the kings of being down 2 possessions and then hitting a late shot to get it to 1, but there's 2 ways. There's no time left. They love doing that.
11 from like 49 from 3. Smart was 1 of 10. You got a technical which led to a suspension. Like
we found out like 4 hours ago.
It's exhausting. It's insulting.
They just need a season to end. I think honestly, they need the season to end. Need to shuffle some things around. It's crazy, and I say it every now and then when this happens. It's just insane that OG Anunoby literally killed this entire. Everything goes so differently there. I think personally.
Yeah, just if we can get a sweep done, and
You sweep the Raptors, you rest, you're not exhausted going into that Miami series. I think you played that a lot better. I could be wrong. Miami just might have been kind of a team of destiny at that point to get to the finals, but I think that goes completely different. If that shot doesn't go in because people started pointing the finger, it's like when things are rolling, everything's going well. But yeah, I don't know. It just seems like they never truly bounced back from the Miami series, which again I think was made a lot worse after the OG shot in the Toronto series, which made it a 7-game series. Head shaking. That's all you can do. Luckily we get the draft tomorrow. We get 2 other competitive teams in the city that are actually showing up and competing, in gaming. Granted, it's very early in the Red Sox season, but the team that you share the building with is actually grinding games out and staying in the race here. If they're going to lose, they're losing to good teams and whatever the case might be. So, and your guys on the radio said it today too. It's like you got 3 games to watch. I've been putting on a lot of Celtics again. I've had my tirade against Nets, and it's too complicated for me to watch. I'm like, oh no, I'll go through that now. I don't want to watch I'll get the Chromecast going. I'll hook everything up, just to get Nets here rather than I have no the Celtics right now, and I'm a huge Celtics guy. It's an insulting product to watch.
Yeah, I'm defaulting to the Red Sox right now, which is saying something. Maybe.
Yeah. Exactly. No, it's what's that?
It's a May, but it's April.
Almost. It'll be that on May on Saturday. But yeah, just I need at least a break from this team, if anything. So it's just almost like, all right, we'll just see where you are with the playoff start and if you're in any sort of position to do anything. And just again, maybe you're even in the play-in tournament. Who knows?
It got me back with that Warrior game just to punch me in the gut.
Right, exactly. Yeah, the Warrior game. And can I ask you a question? Has either team been like fully recovered from that game?
Yeah, I guess we can kind of pivot more like NBA talk. Some of the Steph memes, because like I feel like they've been like very like average this year, but I feel like half their losses they lost by like 80 points, and you just get a picture of Steph on the bench just miserable.
Yep.
Happening last night. I think it was like a 29-0 run.
I thought he was the MVP.
No joking.
No, I'm literally looking through their games. Actually, they've won quite a few games since then, but we've won 1 game in that stretch. If you think about it, I mean they're winning tonight, I think, but
they were up like 20 points at the end of the first quarter, and it was like an 8-point game half. So
yeah, I don't know. It's
a 4-point game right now.
Of course, yeah.
I hope they lose.
I don't know. I don't even know what I want to happen with this team. It's very, very infuriating. But again, enough on them. I had to get that off, and just because we had been again just this pen. People were asking me like, "Oh, how are you feeling about the Celtics?" I always have my Celtics mask on and everything, just because we got them a while back, and it's just I'm like, "Oh, I'm feeling better." Nope, not anymore. That was before Charlotte, before Oklahoma City, and it's just they're right back down to where they were before. So very frustrating to watch. We'll obviously have our eye on them, but again, the other 2 teams in town seeming a little bit more competitive. Yeah, just to quickly go on the league. I know you kind of hit on the Golden State, Oklahoma City games. I don't have too much. Talked a lot on Sunday. We do want to focus mostly on the draft tonight, but I did watch the end of that Suns-Knicks game on Monday. And Mike, I think I even texted you. This is the Barkley's killing us game from Space Jam. Phoenix versus New York. It was actually very competitive. Not quite the Barkley Ewing days, but again, 2 seed with the Suns facing the Knicks, who were on a 9-game win streak at the time, trying to make it 10. And it was actually pretty competitive late in the fourth quarter there. But at the end of the day, again, it was tough because, like, again, I was saying like I'm rooting for the Knicks, but like I also like the Suns, so it was a little, I do like I'm rooting for the Suns there as well. And I'm like, I guess one helped us out a little more than the other. That's before we lost to OKC, obviously. But it was a good game down the stretch, and I think I texted this to you too, because it's funny because he almost became a joker or whatever for a while. But these last couple of years, I'm like, I don't know if anyone's had more of a clutch like 2-point game and even hit a 3-pointer than Chris Paul these last couple of years. I feel like ever since he left Houston, like again, so it was just the last year in Oklahoma City and then this year, I feel like if there's anything, if the team ever needs a big 2-point bucket, like one of those mid-range jumpers, he hits it every time.
Yeah, and even like I saw a clip of that ridiculous shot he hit, and he kind of like pulled it up with like a second left on the shot clock, and he switched it.
Yeah, the high arc. Yeah, so he was huge at the end of that game because the Knicks were, I mean, the Suns were in the lead, but the Knicks kept making pushes. and he put it away late. He hit that two that really put the game starting to get out of reach, and then a late 3-pointer, just absolute dagger at the buzzer. And just again, you can't say more about what he's done with that team. And no, it was a good game on Monday. I think it's obviously fun to see big games at MSG. Getting Mike Breen on the call for the local call on NBA TV. But that was a good game. But yeah, that was just my takeaway from that. What is it? Chris Paul was just a stone cold killer at the end of that game. And I don't know. He alone, again, they have the talent with Booker and Aiden and all the rest of the surrounding cast there, but he makes me think that they could legitimately make some sort of run in the playoffs, especially if, I don't know how banged up the Lakers will be, or if they will just be LA, but I don't know. They could. I wouldn't be shocked if they made a run.
Yeah. He kind of like legitimizes the young team. You know, you have like a young team, and kind of what Butler did with the Heat last year.
Right, exactly.
Like Bam was a rise.
Except with even more talent because they didn't have Devin Booker on their team.
Yeah, I guess you can probably argue who's better between Booker and Bam.
I guess that's true. Yeah,
we can definitely say Aiton's probably better than Hero, especially this year.
But yes, that's just a note.
I think they're playing the Clippers tonight, which could be possibly a semifinal.
Yeah, that'll be
matchup preview. So
a late one. Yeah.
Might
watch the first half of that as I'm just kind of getting things ready. But yeah, that'll be a good one. But yeah, I didn't want to talk too much about NBA. Just a quick Bruins note. I mean, again, we're kind of
also lost in the NBA. Who knows?
Oh yeah, sure. Go ahead.
It could be the 1 seed. Do you see that laughable defensive play by Rudy Gobert the other night?
I heard about it, but
they're playing the Timberwolves, who've sneaky won 3 in a row, including this beating the Jazz, which was quite the upset. It was their Timberwolves were up by 1 with like 5 seconds left, and I think Cat was running for a 3, and Gobert flew at a double team on a very easy pump fake and just left the intro wide open, and he ended up in a game-winning layup. So,
jeez, yeah, they're down. It's 1 game right now. Clippers are at only 2 though, and even the Nuggets have been playing not terrible ball. I mean, it's going to be an interesting little competition for that top seed out west. We could see the standings move quite a lot, so obviously keep an eye on that in the coming weeks here. But yeah, so again, just wanted to give a few quick NBA notes. Again, the only thing I had for NHL Mike is our hometown Bruins, who did have a split versus Pittsburgh. They lost on Sunday and were able to get a victory last night. And then the Sabres coming back into town. I know we were just in Buffalo, but again, some more of what the Bruins needed. And I think 2 in Buffalo and 2 in Jersey, and they really got to do some damage in this stretch to maybe avoid that 4 seed and maybe avoid the Caps in the first round.
Yeah, get some home cooking. See, they're at 1 point with 1 game behind on the Islanders, who've kind of been falling. Yeah, they lost 3 straight and 4-5-1 in their last 10. So it's going to be a big little stretch coming up. You got to maximize your point intake, especially at home, getting out of that stupid road trip in Buffalo and Pittsburgh.
I know.
And then, I guess across big matchup in the North Division tonight as the Oilers and Jets play. They're kind of 2-3, kind of the 2 solidified playoff teams outside of Toronto. And then always when the Knights and Avalanche play, that's always a good game. So that's also tonight.
Yeah. Good stuff. One note before we move on there. Did you see that there could still be a problem for the Stanley Cup or the playoffs really in general, just the Canadian border situation, which is crazy because it's still a long way out because you're talking the semifinals at that point. But I think there could still be an issue because they're like, oh, anyone who comes in still the 14-day quarantine rule rather. So I have to keep an eye on that one. I almost feel
does it have to be in Canada? Could they just ship it to America and then have whatever the team?
I mean, I would say that I would say that, but again, that's a huge disadvantage for whoever's coming out of the North. It just sucks because it's not even you have to do that every single time, for a series. So I mean that.
I thought more of for some reason I thought they were gonna bubble the last rounds, but clearly it's probably not.
No, I mean I guess they could almost like baseball did last year.
Yeah.
That's what they almost should do, but then I guess you have to, because if they're coming in, I mean, I don't know what the U.S. rules are, but because you can almost have, I mean, it's a situation that sucks, but I'm just thinking it wouldn't be fair, but even in that situation, could you do almost say Toronto wins the North, could you just have them play at Buffalo's arena and that's their home game? And I don't know, it's a tough situation. We'll have to keep an eye on. I just saw it pop up in the bottom line last night, so we'll have to keep an eye on that.
Good point.
Once we get closer.
Also, the TV deal is going their way. It's going to be on Turner and ESPN now.
Yeah. That's
gonna be
true. It's gonna be weird. I feel like it's been pretty much been on NBC ever since the lockout, right? So
Yeah, it's
um,
gonna be like weird.
it's gonna be weird to not. It's gonna be weird
Like
to
the
not see
NA,
that.
like mirroring the NBA playoffs too, because I kind of liked it. It was like, okay, like Turner and ESPN, NBA, and then like NBC networks between like
Wait, yeah, that's actually gonna be really weird.
like
Ooh, do what we should do: get NBA back on NBC, get some Round Ball Rock going,
yeah.
buy it back from Fox.
So it's gonna be pretty interesting, just like network time.
Scheduling, yeah, how's that gonna work?
Probably just
TBS is gonna have to show a lot more.
True
but-
TV. They're gonna have to I'd use that more.
Yeah, you'll have TBS, True TV.
Yeah, I'm just gonna be
See
nervous.
some more games on the Deuce.
Yeah, I'm just gonna be nervous that like there's gonna be a lot more NHL Network only playoff games where I feel like they did a good job of always making it on like in a MSNBC, CNBC, because
Yeah, exactly.
I do like some
exactly.
late night playoff hockey, especially in the first round when it kind of gets like staggered between like an 8-9.
I never even. Yeah, Mike, I never even thought of that. Is that's going to line up right with the NBA? We'll obviously see how that. When does that do? Is that in a few years or is that like pretty immediate?
I think honestly this might be the last year in NBC.
It's next year. Okay. Yeah, I never know those TV deals because I think they just go so long. But I think once they change, I think they are pretty immediate. But
Hopefully one.
So yeah,
sharp.
Yeah, so yeah, I know you gotta keep sharp on. I do see. I think a lot of people saying like, "Who's your NBA on TNT?" Like, but hockey crew, and I actually didn't check out any of the answers, but I almost want to do some digging on Twitter to see what people came up with.
Like Sean Avery on there.
Oh my god, yeah. Jeez, but yeah, so yeah, we'll obviously keep an eye on the Bruins, the whole NHL situation, both network wise. Next year, I guess that's really what's going to come up then. But yeah, just seeing what happens with this whole Canadian border situation. And then finally with some MLB talk. I'm gonna mostly keep it to the Sox, though we do have a note from Sunday night for the Padres-Dodgers series and that crazy game between them. But for the Red Sox, so we talked about on Sunday kind of splitting that homestand. Again, not the best outcome. They kind of came back down to earth a little bit, but so far they had Monday off. But so far a good showing. Yeah, much needed. Yeah, they had a day off.
Arroyo's banged up.
Double headers. Yeah.
I
think now that I think about it, I think it was something like 18 games in 17 days or something crazy like that.
Yeah, I think it was like the Friday, the day after the Orioles game. Like went to Baltimore on a Thursday for their home opener.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, didn't play until Saturday, and I think since that Saturday,
well, no, because they got rained out the Friday night versus the White Sox, but then they had a double header, so it was like there was a day off, but like I think it was like an extra.
Still 2 games.
Right. But yeah, so yeah, much needed. But then they came into New York here to face the Mets, and I think we were both worried about it because we had Garrett Richards pitching last night and then facing Jacob deGrom tonight. They were able to get the victory last night, and as much as I want to hate on the guy, Richards showed up. He looked good.
Cat bald.
What's that?
It's like the cat bald. Like
yeah, this cat could ball, man. Yeah.
At least last night he could. I'm not gonna.
Yeah. Good game. Good single game last night.
And I know we joke around with our metrics and stuff with all spin right and stuff, but it was spinning pretty nice last night with this 10.
Yeah.
I mean, Mets are known for their offense, but
no. But and then Bobby finally off the schneid hit a dinger last night. So hopefully that's the first of many to come this year. He obviously went on a tear last year towards the end of the year when he got called up, but. Yeah, impressive win. They were able to, again, Richards had a good start. Like you said, uncharacteristic of him so far this year. And how lights out has Matty Backpack's been this year?
I'm loving it. Like, even, like I said, I was so happy that, like, okay, he got his one bad outing in a 4-run game.
Yeah.
And he's like, okay, that's enough.
I did used to love that with closers. Yeah, it's like 3-run game, 2-run homer. All right, perfect. Yeah, get him out the start.
Get us started. Like, you're not going to be perfect, so.
Yeah, and, I mean, we are in the National League, but I'm probably going to jinx it now. The game tonight is humming by. Already in the middle of the 8th, just about 2 hours. Oh, no, this one started early.
6:40 first.
Right, started 6:30. 6:40. All right, then they're pretty much right on pace. But anyway, all I can say tonight is that the Red Sox benefited from a classic Jacob deGrom game. It's 1-0. He's given up 1 run, and he's on pace for a loss right now.
Well, like honestly, I'm just like, we're gonna have to shut them out that night. Like it's possible, and I'm happy we're on the right pace right now. And if we can come away today, we just got to split our first 2 games in Texas to get that 17-10. So
the 17-10. Oh, I say that should be pretty easy. But yes,
Texas isn't the best ball club, but we always have problems down in Texas. So
yeah, so just that's double tonight. That scored Bogarts is the only run on the board, but Yeah, I don't know. I mean, again, Pavetta obviously looked strong tonight. Again, I know you mentioned Mike Keith had a bit of a high pitch count, which is why he only made it 5 innings. But then Garrett Whitlock came in, the better Garrett so far this year. 2 innings pitched there, just 1 hit allowed. He's able to get through there with 4 Ks actually on his end. So 11 Ks on the night tonight for Red Sox pitching.
Yeah, Pavetta definitely tiptoed around some at bats, like going falling behind like 2-0, 3-1. But hey, they'll get you 5 innings, and like I feel like we're doing a good job with Whitlock, like using him, like because I think maybe one day he might be a starter. Like we're not trying to like get him on full on relief. We're doing a pretty good job of like every like 3 or 4 days you're gonna pitch 3 or 4 innings, and I think we kind of saved him up for last night with the giving like the Garrett backup. But turns out we needed him tonight, and he stepped up. He's been lights out for us. So thank you, Yankees.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So yeah, Ottavino entering the game now for the bottom of the 8th. We'll see if he can hold on, see if Backpacks comes in again to shut it down. But yeah, so 1-0 game so far, looking pretty solid here. So Red Sox kind of getting back on track again after a bit of a rocky homestand, and hopefully they get a win here and head into Texas, who's obviously not the best team in the league this year. So hopefully get back on track there, get a little bit of a winning streak or a good run going there. And then the only other MLB note, Mike, is this Sunday night game. I have to admit, we're pretty big Oscar household. So even if this was the most lackluster year, that's kind of where our eyes were on Sunday night. But it seems like there was quite the game brewing. I actually caught the tail end of it, but it was the drama almost seemed to be done at that point. But that Dodgers-Padres game on Sunday night, Tatis hit his 5th home run of the series that night, and just it seemed to be again an instant classic, which these two keep playing this year.
Yeah, so like I missed some of it. I was playing some of the new show game on my buddy's PS5, and
you're playing it instead of watching it.
I had it up on the side, and it was
yeah.
So it was like we watched a little bit, and once I got to like 7-1, I kind of gave up. But then Padres started coming back, and it was 7-5 in the last inning, and I was like, why not put it on? And some great at bats from Tatis, like just kind of like a 1-2 like slider, I think, for a single, and they were able to eke it into the extra innings. And that's when kind of like all hell broke loose because so many guys, like there's so many switches throughout the game. They emptied.
Kershaw had a pinch hit, right?
Both 2 pitchers had a pitch. Like Weathers, who's pitching for the night, he had to like come in and try to bunt, and then I think this was the craziest part because in the 10th inning, the Padres didn't score, so then there was a double switch to the pitcher spot. Was like in the 5 or 6 hole. So Seager was hitting was on second, and Turner just like muscled it to second base on the first pitch just to get him over to third. So like the winner runs on third with 1 out. And then the Padres just walked back-to-back guys to get to the pitcher spot.
Oh my God!
There was an empty bench, so they had Kershaw, and it was a hilarious at bat. He was taking good pitches. He was taking big cuts, but he just kept them hitting 1,000-mile-per-hour fastballs to the third base dugout. Yeah. And he was able to get out of it. The Padres got out of the jam, and Tatis scored the game-winning run. So.
And they were able to win 3 out of 4, so they're winning the season series now, right? 4 games to 3.
Yeah, but
that's awesome.
Immediately lost last night in Arizona, so still behind.
They got to pick up with their end of the bargain here. Don't just get up for these Dodgers games. You got to, put it all together over the course of the season. So we'll see them again. We have, what does that mean then? Probably 4 more series left of these guys. So.
Yeah, and it's good seeing the Dodgers being mortal again after like they're
right, exactly. Even if it takes a really good team,
they're 3-7 in their last 10. Like I think.
Okay. Ooh, did you see that play?
Did now? Oh, Marlin.
Yeah, he got up there. I was like, oh, that was a shot there from Frankie. Thought that was getting into right field. Yeah, great snag there from Marlin. But yeah, the Dodgers being mortal, good to see because they've been on such a like stupid tear the last couple of years. So good to see them come back down to earth, especially against the Padres. Hopefully that's a good competitive rivalry over the course of the season and maybe into the playoffs too.
They already played today, and I know they're playing right now, but I think going into the day, who would have thunk that the best record in baseball would have been the Kansas City Royals?
Oh my God, I know. Jeez. Again, it's funny things can happen in April. You get good teams that start bad teams that start pretty well.
Your division winner Twins at 8-15.
Yeah, I'm. It's not looking good. Yeah. I can admit that. Definitely not good. Wait, no, I didn't have the division winner. I had the wild card.
Oh, I thought you had. I had White Sox. I thought you did.
No, I have White Sox. I have the Twins wild card game, and then the Twins losing their like 80th straight playoff game.
Sure. Yeah, and like the NL East is so weird. If results hold from the games that are active right now, how bad they've looked the entire year, the Braves are going to be in first place at 500.
The NL Beast.
Yeah.
I love the comparisons of the NL East to the NFC East. Just a lot of bad teams and 500 ball at the top of the standings. What do they keep trying? Is that Ottavino's card? Like his
Yeah, I think his like notes for everything.
lineup card. Yeah, a lot of his
Everyone has a
zooming
card
in the
in their
dirt.
head.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and speaking of the Braves, that is one thing. The D-backs, they had a doubleheader on Sunday afternoon. 14 innings of baseball. The Braves had one hit.
One hit. The one hitter counts. The no hitter doesn't from Mad Bum.
Yeah, Zach Gallen pitched the first game, gave up one hit, and then Mad Bum in the back end no hit them in 7 innings. Not official no hitter, but
which is it's kind of dumb. Although I also like Big Cat's idea that you should just keep the game going. The second someone gets a hit, it's just over. It's just over. But yeah, so also more craziness from MLB and their rules on Sunday, but yeah, 2 good outings there for the D-backs. All right. But now I think we should get into what we truly came here to talk about. That's some NFL draft again tomorrow night on ESPN and ABC. I'm mad we don't have Wingo anymore. What's that all about? No slight to Greeny, but that Wingo was awesome.
Yeah,
I feel like he just truly got his like.
He did a great job there.
Yeah, because he used to do like the day 2 or day 2 and 3 stuff, but I feel like he finally got his like once Boomer left, he got his shot to be like the number 1 guy there, and then now we're just stuffing Greeny down our face. ESPN, like I get it, but we'll obviously see how he does tomorrow. I think if I remember last year, I think it's usually like the college game day crew on like ABC and the ESPN crew usually like the typical NFL guys on.
I like the NFL guys for this. Like, just whichever one is Kuiper, I'll probably watch.
I do too. No, the only reason I watched the ABC one last year is because I still didn't have the cable package, and I was watching it with some friends on Zoom, and I had the antenna, so I was like, well, ABC can give the antenna just to this living situation I have over here. But cutting the cord, but being a sports fan, very hard. So that's the reason why I watched that one last year. But I agree, I typically do prefer the ESPN. We're gonna have Booger this year.
I'll probably flip back between the ESPN and the ABC and just pick.
No. I think he might be on ESPN. I mean, he does Monday, or he used to do Monday Night Football. Okay, I don't know. We'll see where Booger ends up. I'll be on one of them.
I'll look it up and keep talking.
All right. Well, yeah. So I think there's a few questions, and Mike and I have both made mock drafts. I do want to throw this out there. They're subject to change. I think we should have to have our final submissions in maybe by 7 p.m. tomorrow or 7:45, whatever you want to call it. I'd even say 8 because we kind of know how the draft's going to start. There's a lot of news that can come over the few days. I already have changes on mine that I think I want to make, but we'll read out what we initially have. But I just want to start just leading into this whole thing is what are the Patriots going to do? I have honestly no idea. I want to think traditionally everything's telling me either just not taking a quarterback or also trading back and still not taking a quarterback. There's rumors of them going up, talking to Atlanta, Carolina, whoever it might be, and getting a guy like Fields. There's a lot of interest there. There's a lot of Jimmy G talk, which I do have to get in. Dale Arnold, kind of a huge media member in the New England area, has said a source who told him about Brady going to the Buccaneers said the Pats are pretty much working on this deal for Jimmy G at the moment. So that obviously would almost certainly take them out of the running for a quarterback in the draft. But I don't know. This could just go a million ways for the Pats.
Yeah, I have no idea what to expect. I think I'll probably get to him more once we get to the I was going to say 15, but I know you added some trades in yours, so it might end up being.
I do have a couple trades that I think I'm going to keep the trades. I'm going to have to tweak what they are, the teams involved. Why don't I don't know. And then also just like the whole quarterback situation as a whole in the NFL. I don't know if it's going to be one of those, like, are we going to get a jam-packed top 10? Are guys going to drop? I wonder how like this QB run is going to go, how much teams panic or move to the top of the board here. Because we know they're going 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, I think maybe we can get in the picks, and then once they come up along the way, we can get into it. So
exactly. And here's what I
have the coverage on. Greenberg will host Thursday and Friday night on ESPN with analysts Mel Kiper Jr., Louis Riddick, and Booger McFarland, plus reporters Morton Shefty with Susie Colbert interviewing. On ABC, it'll be Reese Davis, Herb Street, Howard, McShay, Maria
I
Taylor,
was about to say.
Jesse
Okay.
Palmer, and David
All right.
Pollock.
Okay, yeah, I was like, oh my god.
On
I guess
Saturday-
it's smart to split up Kuiper and McShay.
On Saturday, that's just Davis, Kuiper, McShay, Riddick, Mortensen, Shefty.
Fair enough. I mean, by that point,
Yeah.
a lot of people tuned in anyway, just background noise at that point. But yeah, so I guess we can get into it, Mike. I had a few rules. Like I said, I think we should still have the next 24 hours to make any tweaks we need. We'll post them from the Twitter account here, the official picks.
I'm just gonna ride my gut, but
That's fine. I'm just saying, like, I'm waiting. It's mostly around the Patriots. Like, if there's Garoppolo news dropped, like, I don't know, just like a lot of moving pieces there. But I think we should do a point system here. I'm thinking we should do a total of 96 points. 3 for each one. Do you get basically actually, I don't know how it's going to be to calculate it, but essentially like a player, like the slot and the team, if that makes sense.
so it should be 64.
No, oh my God, I had this figured out. Now I'm like getting very confused. Yeah, maybe it is just 64. But essentially points for getting the right slot and points for getting the right team.
So
Yeah.
okay, like let's say just I'm gonna go on a limb and say Trevor Lawrence goes number 1 overall. So
yes.
that's 1 point there, and we got another point for beating the Jags. But somehow, if like
The Jaguars traded down to
the Washington
2.
football team trends up to 1, and they get the first overall pick out of nowhere,
Yeah.
like when the clock's on, then we get 1 point.
Right. Or like, yeah. But then almost like similarly, say like the Jets and Jaguars flip flop, but the Jets still love Zach Wilson. Like you'd get a point for each one because they both went to the right team, if that makes sense.
Yeah, we can. Yeah,
We can get to that even down the line. We'll
still
we'll score them. Yeah. I don't know why I got 3. I was like, I feel like I'm in the mad world scene where the shares for each for being a person, having a car, going. Yeah, we'll have to get to the point system down the line here, but I don't know. Do you want to just get into it? We can kind of go rapid fire here.
Yeah.
As far as we can spend some time. We don't have to rush through it completely, but
I think there's some we can spend more time on than others, and then like I'm going to keep track of your picks on my end too.
Okay.
So Lawrence Wilson, you'd say?
Yeah, so we're going to start the draft 3. Both, I'm assuming, have, Trevor Lawrence and Zach Wilson going 1-2. And again, the draft truly starts at number 3. We're thinking quarterback, Mike, and we can kind of, alternate who we have here and everything. So thinking quarterback, who you got, Mike? Number 3 overall.
Mac Jones, I think.
Me too. I also have Mac Jones.
Seems like.
And the coach is going to win out.
Yeah, Shanahan wants him. The room wants Lance.
Mm-hmm.
As Hugh Jackman said, I sat in your chairs before, but now I'm sitting in this chair. The decision's mine. Remember that from Knox? So I think that's the way it's going to go.
All right. Number 4. I got Kyle Pitts, tight end of Florida.
I also have Kyle Pitts. It just seems like
he's
best full athlete on the board.
I think he's number 2 on Kuiper's big board overall behind Trevor Lawrence. All right, I'm thinking we might have a very similar top-ish portion of the draft. So number 5 overall, I guess we'll just kind of flip-flop the order we go in. So who do you have number 5? Could go 2 different ways, I think.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with I hope the Bengals are a smart franchise, and I'm locking in Penny Sewell.
Yeah, that's what I'm like. You can get weapons, 2nd round, 3rd round.
I know
free agency.
You might want a former teammate of his, but you got the dude towards ACL because you have no offensive line. You got to get something.
Yeah. So I also have Penny Sewell there. Going to 6.
I would not be shocked. I have seen other prospects surpass Sewell out of nowhere on some mock drafts. So
for another another lineman, rather.
Another tackle that. I have him in my top 10. So
okay, we'll get there. Yeah, we'll definitely get there. Okay, I've got that might end up in my top 10 after I tweak it a little bit, but I'll send you over the file. I know you're keeping track now, but I'll send you over my document at some point tomorrow night. Number 6 overall, I do have, even though 2 of his teammates are on the board at this position, I have the Dolphins going with Jamar Chase out of LSU. I think he is the top receiver in the draft, just size and speed and everything. Again, we sat out a year, but I have Jamar Chase going to Miami.
I do as well.
I think if you asked me a month ago, I might have even had a different receiver on there, but it just seems like
that
seems to be more and more the consensus.
I trust I know that ever listen to part of my take and that Stephon Shea on today. It's like I just reading what other people say, and he's like, no, I have a couple guys. Me, I'm just reading what other people say. I'm not
exactly. For sure. I did have a feeling, Mike, that I was like, maybe he'll go Lance, but I think he really Jones. But other than that, I was like, I think our top 6 might be pretty. This is where we might start to get some variance. So why don't you tell me your number 7 pick?
So this is when I don't want to. I want to simplify as much as I can. I'm not doing any trades, but
okay,
I think this is where trades might get in action. And then even if I wouldn't be shocked if this team goes here, I'm going with Fields.
Okay, so sorry, just got cut off for a sec there. I just want to Mike presenting his 7th overall pick here.
Yeah, so you might have heard it before. This could be.
I haven't heard it.
It blew his mind so much. I got kicked off the internet in JP. So we're going Fields.
Going Fields here. Okay, to Detroit.
That's the thing.
I guess you could kind of hedge yourself there. Yeah,
it's literally what it is. I'm I could see Detroit going there. I could see a team going up for him.
Okay.
So,
all right,
I'm going Fields.
I have Detroit staying and kind of keeping with Detroit tradition over the years, and I have them taking Jalen Waddle out of Alabama.
All right, we got a difference.
We do have a difference, and I know we're going to have a few more differences right now because I started this draft last night, and it almost seems like the point where you're writing it up is what you're going with. Mm-hmm. I saw a rumor. I don't care if it's wrong. It's what I want. I'm running with it, and I have the New England Patriots trading up to number 8 and taking Justin Fields. As of right now, again, this is one thing that could definitely get tweaked. I think someone's going to trade up to 8 and get him because I don't know. Carolina just got Sam Darnold. I feel like you can move down and move some things around, get some pieces for him, even if you're not completely sold on him. So I get Justin Fields going 8 to the Patriots as of now.
Alrighty. Well, I have the Panthers going there. It seems like they've kind of shuffled around the QB position, and I think they're pretty set at skill position with DJ Moore, Robbie Anderson, even with the departure of Curtis Samuel. So I have them going a little safer. I've been picking Rashawn Slater, the out of Northwestern. He's the guy that I was mentioning earlier that I've kind of seen in a couple of places, maybe hopping Sewell going up to 5 with the Bengals, but I've heard Sewell's name is the tackle of even though he said it last year is the most coveted tackle ever. So I think if the Bengals are going to try to play it safe, they'll go after that. So.
Okay. Awesome. All right. So then that leaves you're up to number 9 now.
Yeah. So Broncos did make a move today, tiring Teddy Bridgewater for just a 6th rounder.
Yep. Yeah.
So, and I've heard there's been people going in for this. I know they're shopping this pick. They might keep it. But I think regardless, this is the landing spot for Trey Lance.
Okay. At number 9? Mike, I'm going to agree with you, but I worked the trade in here. So these are my 2 trades. They're 2 trades, and they happen to be back-to-back here. I have the Washington football team trading up to the number 9 spot from 19, flip-flopping with Denver here and taking Trey Lance out of North Dakota State.
Yeah, I think both these scenarios between Fitzpatrick and Teddy Bridgewater, they just seem like the classic guys to be in there for a year or two. And Trey Lance doesn't seem like a guy that will be ready for a year or two, just with the lack of football, just the lack of games he's played in the past couple of years. So he might just need some time to rest. Yeah, and Denver still could go there. I'm just okay, theoretically, Teddy could still go. I mean, Fitzpatrick, he's 38 years old. He's at the end of his rope here, and you're gonna probably need a long-term solution. Teddy probably isn't, just because he's had chances here, but he could be. So I don't know. I just feel like he's gonna be like the rich man's Tyrod Taylor. Does that make sense? Yeah. Like how Tyrod just goes somewhere and it's okay, first big. Yeah, I guess. I just feel like this is okay, he's clearly not ready, but what else? And the Red Sox. I don't know. Then they hold on to win it. Yeah, 1-0. What a game! Again, classic Jacob DeGrom game. But yeah, also just
I don't know. They didn't seem like they were necessarily set on a quarterback before that. I did have him going number 9 no matter what. I hadn't.
Yeah, I put this in last night, so I just
so yeah, no, and I guess I'm just like, well, if they were kind of on the fence anyway, and then you made a move to acquire a quarterback anyway, I don't know. It could definitely still happen, but all right. So both of them go number 9. Different teams here.
5 quarterbacks on the top 9 picks.
So. Yeah, that's almost what I was going to see. Is like I think this run is going to happen, and then we're going to kind of be cooled off. We might see a 6th one sneak in at the end, but I don't think so. I will spoil that. I only have these 5 out of 9 here, but. Number 10, this is also just one that I feel like I've seen everywhere, so I'm just going to ride with it. That's Patrick Surtain, 2nd, going to the Cowboys at 10.
I agree. It just seems like kind of like
the right spot, the right team. Just
Jerry kind of liked the sexy picks. I know he won like CD Lamb last year, and seems like this is kind of as sexy as a defensive pick.
Big names.
Yeah, like a big name. Corner is kind of like one of like the sexier skill positions on the defensive side of the ball. So.
Absolutely. All right, up to number 11 now. Mike, take the lead here.
This is where I have the 2nd receiver going off the board with Jalen Waddle going. To kind of add to that, they seem pretty invested in Daniel Jones. Like I know they signed Galladay, and I know they have still Sterling Shepard and Darius Slayton. So it just seems like another weapon for Daniel Jones getting back.
Yeah.
Kind of just solidify that offense.
Well, I partly agree with you here because I already have 2 receivers off the board. This is where I have the 3rd one going. I have Devontae Smith ending up in the Meadowlands, so we will have an Alabama wide receiver going here, but I get Devontae Smith.
All right.
And then leading number 12.
NFC Beast picks. Well, actually, for you, 4.
That's true. Oh, my God. Yeah, I didn't realize that. And that's no, it's not the order because wait, what were the standings last year? How did it finish? No, it wasn't Dallas. It was the Giants were 2nd, so never mind. I thought I had the exact order. Mine's just in color coded too. But anyway, I have Philly going with. I've seen some movement at this position as far as to who is up there. I think there's been injuries hurting one guy, so I have J.C. Horn, the cornerback out of South Carolina, going to Philly at number 12.
All right. I'm gonna go with Howie finally getting picked to get the fans happy. And Devontae Smith.
Devontae Smith, okay.
I know they've kind of wanted a good receiver. I know they've failed with JJ Arcega-Whiteside and Jalen Reagor. I mean, Reagor looks good in the one game. He only really played a couple, but seems like got talent at 12. I think the Eagles will probably go up and kind of get the if you can go back further enough, an Alabama connection.
Hurts, yeah, that's true. I mean, I don't know if they were ever there at the same time.
Well, Smith caught the game-winning touchdown in the first championship.
Oh, that's right.
So
that's right.
Also play that whole freshman, year. Hurts.
All right. So you got Devontae Smith going there 12 to Philly, and then now you can lead it off at 13.
Again, I think the safe call with young quarterbacks is get them some protection. So I got Christian Darrisaw going there.
Okay. So yeah, we also have a similar thing where we're agreeing on position, but we've had some other guys go. So I still have Rashawn Slater on my board, so that's where I also have them going with an offensive lineman here. So that's where I have Slater ending up, and I actually have a bit of a tiny little baby run of offensive linemen here going. I have actually ahead of Darrisaw, and I might have to switch this just because of my order, but I have Elijah Vera Tucker going to Minnesota at 14.
Alrighty. This is from I go on the other side of the wall. I'll see a couple guys. I mean, this is kind of gets to the point where further you get down, it's kind of just like guys.
You're just reading other drafts at this point, yeah, piecing things together.
So I saw a couple guys had him here, and I kind of liked it. I got Kwity Paye going to the Vikings.
Kwity Paye going to okay, all right, I like it. And number 15, the New England Patriots.
So my New England Patriots is just kind of a selfish pick. I went with Parsons.
Okay.
Again, it seems like Bill knows how to draft the front 7. Like I get Parsons might be a better prospect than Paye, but I saw a couple guys say Paye and a couple guys say Parsons for us. So I don't know. That was kind of
a different position. It's a slightly different position. I mean,
edge compared to
versus
linebacker.
Middle linebacker. Yeah. So okay, that Mike, I'm gonna spoil something right now. If I move things around and I don't have the Patriots trading up or taking a quarterback, I think I'm gonna line it up to get Micah Parsons here, but I do have Carolina now sitting here, and again finishing off that little run for lineman. That's where I have Christian Darrisaw going to Carolina, gets protection for Darnold, give the guy some sort of chance down there in Carolina. So I have the third straight lineman off the board with Darrisaw there going 15, and then Arizona again. The way the board I have it right now is that I would have Micah Parsons going here to Arizona. So again, there might be some 4-way swap I have to do with my picks with some players. I'm thinking if I put a different team up there, and I'll kind of get detail on the back half here. But yeah, that's where I have the first half.
Yeah. And then here at 16, I have a guy that's already been off your board. I have Jason Horn going there. Son of
JC Horn. Okay.
Yeah. So they have some good receivers out there in the NFC West between Metcalf and just like Cup and Woods. So
yeah.
What's the other team out there? I'm forgetting. Rams, Seahawks.
Rams, Seahawks, 49ers?
49ers, yeah. Like Ayuk, Samuel.
Yeah. All right, we're on the back half now.
I don't know how to pronounce his name. Jeremiah.
JOK?
Yeah, JOK.
I have that written on my board. I don't have going here, but that's what I wrote. I have everyone's full name, but I was doing it on my phone earlier, so I have JOK written where I have him getting drafted.
Yeah, this might be more of like linebacker kind of. Seems like they're really that good against the run, and even if I can't tell if he's an edge or like a linebacker. They kind of had a big swing in the miss with Clelin Ferrell a couple years ago. So
yeah,
that's sort of a pick.
I also have a linebacker going here, but again, just with all the different rankings you see, I don't know. So I have Zaven Collins out of Tulsa going here to the Raiders. So again, yeah, same thing. Just get a nice linebacker for this defense. Again, I went with that pick there, and then at 18, one of your guys already off the board. My guy Kwity Paye going to the Dolphins. So again, they were able to get Jamar Chase the first round, go offense, and do some defense here with Paye off the board.
Yeah, so this is where I also go edge, but some of the talent's been off the board a little bit, so I go with Jalen Phillips out of the U.
All right, I like it. And 19, so for you, this Washington football team.
Yes. So seems like the draft did not go as planned for them in my thing. So I just happened to go with the best player on the board, and we got this guy going a couple picks earlier, so I got Elijah Vera Tucker going here. Just seems like some good value there for the Washington football team.
Absolutely. So I have Denver here after that Trey Lance trade, and I have JOK out of Notre Dame going here. And then Chicago. So this is where
that can be a little dangerous on that defense.
What's that?
If he ends up being pretty legit, that's pretty dangerous defense out there.
Yeah, no, that's the thing too. Especially if you're Denver, you're kind of struggling with the quarterback thing. Let's just build up the defense, right? I mean, get Teddy in there. I think Teddy can really thrive if he has a good defense. I mean, it's probably not the long-term solution, but also you're trading back in this scenario. You're going to get an extra pick out of this. Probably next year's draft, get 2 picks in that. And then if you want to go quarterback there, do it. If you package them up to go get one. I think that's obviously a scenario as well. But I have Chicago now. I just did it. So I have Chicago here, and this is a pick. I mentioned this 4-way swap. If I read enough stuff about the Jimmy G news, this is where I could make the 4-way trade, and I might have them go up and get Justin Fields or Trey Lance, or I might have to. Basically, I just think that they're going to go in the top 9, and I don't like the teams that are there now. So if I take New England out, bump them back down to 15, put Carolina in this spot, and there just might be a 4-way trade between. I'll throw Arizona in there just because I want to get Micah Parsons to New England. So. That's a scenario in my Choose Your Own Adventure that could happen after the podcast is released, but as I'm kind of making my final tweaks tomorrow. But I do have Chicago here now, and I have Alex Leatherwood, offensive lineman from Bama. So obviously a very Bama-heavy first round, going off the board, getting some protection for Chicago, and I guess Andy Dalton or whoever it might be that they have under center.
Yeah. So again, this is kind of on the back half. I noticed that I was kind of hedging my Lions could take a QB or like Broncos take a QB. These the Bears is one team I have to go out for. So I could see him going to Chicago, but I can also see a team coming back to get this guy, and it would be Caleb Farley.
Okay. All right. I like that pick. All right. We got a 21, Mike.
So this is the Colts. I know they were
Oh,
set at guard with Quentin Nelson, but I'm going to tackle at Tevin Jenkins.
and I think for the first time in quite a few picks, we have the exact same person here. I guess it's one of those that seemed like seems like a good fit. I've seen it on a few different drafts. So yeah, I also have Tevin Jenkins going here from
What was
Oklahoma State.
I believe that was on today's.
I haven't listened yet. I got so behind on work. I'm gonna tune in tomorrow. But why did Stephen Shea have something to say about him?
There's like they go through like different like acronyms on like draft people and I think he was one of them. Like
Okay.
it was a good one. So
All right. Well, I'll have to tune in.
Yeah.
But now we're down to 22, and for the and we're gonna get to start. I think to get to the second tier of this position, and they've lost a couple guys in free agency. I have the Titans go with Elijah Moore out of Ole Miss.
receiver.
Get another wide out in that system. Yeah, I know they lost Corey Davis and obviously John Smith, the tight end, coming to New England. So just get some more weapons there for Tannehill to work with going off the Derrick Henry run game.
Nice. And I have him going on the defensive side of the ball. I feel like a little bit of a run on edges, I believe. Yep. Outside linebacker, defensive end. It's Aziz Lajari.
Okay, see, that's a guy that I think we were talking about before, kind of comparing a lot of different drafts. I don't think I have him in the first round.
I don't have Elijah Moore in the first round either.
Okay, yeah. I mean, once you get to the 20s, it's like that. Yeah. That could theoretically go either way. All right, cool. And then now, do you want to make your 23rd pick?
Yes, if the Jets going corner, I see a lot of guys had him here, so I'm going Greg Newsome the second.
See, this is another situation where we're thinking same position, but our orders have gone a little bit different. So I have Caleb Farley going here, dropping to 2023. Obviously, the injury history, because again, he was like top 10, maybe top 12 for a while, and I think he's had some injuries here that have really knocked him down the draft boards. But I have the Jets getting a pretty good value pick here at 23 after getting Wilson at number 2. And then number 24, this is one that, again, I just kind of saw in a few different places. Seems like a position that they could use. Thoughts and prayers to our guy Tyler. I'm about to do it. Najee Harris out of running back going in the first round to the Pittsburgh Steelers at 24.
Okay. Sick. I refuse to put one on my mock draft, even though I know one before I go.
Okay.
I just have him. Seems like they could not run, especially because they not run the football at all. So I'm going on mucking it up more, going back to hopefully just build an offensive lineup so they can actually have some pushing to get open up some more holes for their guys. So I'm going with Sam Cosmi, tackle out of Texas.
Okay, another guy I did not have in the first round. All right, sounds good. Now you're on to 25.
Yeah, so this is. I almost put Elijah Moore here, but I'm between two guys. Got to get Trevor Lawrence a nice weapon. I have Kadarius Toney out of Florida.
Okay. All right. Awesome. Yeah. See, with a lot of these the multiple picks in the first round, maybe I get too much in my head, but I try to go both sides of the ball. So I'm going to actually just give both my picks here back to back. I have 2 edge rushers out of Miami going back to back here. I have Jalen Phillips off my board here going to Jacksonville, and then I have Greg Rousseau going to Cleveland at 26.
Okay. So
nice and easy.
So I am also going to give 2 picks, 2 defensive linemen back to back, but the second one is also Rousseau. So I have Christian Barmore going to the Browns.
Going to the Browns, okay.
Gregory Rousseau going to the Ravens.
All right. Awesome. So this is where, again, if I can think of a competitive team that definitely needs help at the wide receiver position, it's the Ravens. So I have them taking Kadarius Toney out of Florida, and then just kind of building up the defense. I almost went receiver here, but it just seemed like the value was gone at this point. So again, just picking a good player in a position of need. I have I want to make sure I get his name right. Javon Morig, the safety out of TCU, going to New Orleans at 28.
Nice. Just for those that don't know, I built quite the monster of a football program at the University of Kentucky. So I had to take one Kentucky player So linebacker Jamin Davis going to the Saints.
I almost got him in there. I think if I expanded into a second round draft, he probably would have been top of that one. But that's a good pick, Mike.
And then on the flip side, I know you had this guy going a lot earlier. I have Zaven Collins going to the Packers.
Okay. I was reading a few things today, Mike. So for the Packers, and if there's one thing that I truly remember from their exit from the playoffs was it Brandon King? Is that it is?
Keith
King?
No, wait, that was a friend. I mean, I could have been to high school with.
I think it's Brandon King, and I think it's Brandon King because it's not Desmond King because he's actually good. Anyway, that seemed like a real glaring problem for the Packers.
Kevin King. That's what it was. Kevin King.
Kevin King. Okay. You knew the alliteration was there.
Yeah.
So anyway, that was a huge problem for the Packers in that game. So I have them addressing that position, and I have them taking Greg Newsome, the cornerback out of Northwestern.
Very nice.
And then, Mike, I'm going to do it to you again.
Down
Number 30 overall, I got Travis Etienne following in CJ Spiller's footsteps, being drafted by the Buffalo Bills with the 30th overall pick. Again, that's just that offense you think about firing on all cylinders. Moss was okay. They had some guys go in there, but I just think they will really get that offense going if you can get a running back in there.
I have a friend that's a Bills fan, and he was like, "Oh, I'm going to be so mad if they draft Najee Harris." So I can only imagine what happens if they get the second running back off the board.
Well, I don't know. I just like it. I think that's like one weakness they have on offense is I don't know. That's what I got.
So I'm going to go a little more fun with this pick, kind of more.
Okay.
I know we've mentioned some second generation NFL players. I'm going with another one here. I'm going with Asante Samuel Jr.
Okay. All right. Nice. Good stuff.
And so going out, this is actually you got the Ravens picking here, right? You saw the trade from the other day.
Yeah, I've read the Ravens twice.
Yeah, the Orlando Brown. So I did see in some mock drafts this guy going there at 27 to them. Okay. So I have Morig going to the Ravens. So kind of really bolster up that defense, get an edge rusher and a safety. So
okay. I have an edge rusher here myself. I have Jason Owe, the defensive end linebacker out of Penn State. Saw him in a few. Again, that was one guy that's probably not even in a lot of first drafts, but I saw him there. I thought maybe him and whatchamacallit from Kentucky, but went with Owe in the spot. And then to wrap it up for me, Mike, you have him off the board already, but I'm going with the big man. I got Christian Barmore going to the defending champion Tampa Bay Buccaneers to wrap up the first round.
Nice. I had a guy here. I forget his position. Oh, so I also have been going with the D line. Kind of just, I do expect some regression from Shaq Barrett. So I have Joseph Osai out of Texas, an edge rusher.
Okay, awesome. All right, we got through that. I don't think we rambled too long there for everyone. We went through our
yeah, I think that's the best way to do it, not like get too caught up talking about like the quarterback.
Yeah, like
into it.
Right. So no, I just think kind of like how our boards unfold. I almost want to throw out my contingency plan while I'm on here. So I think it's going to involve against Chicago, maybe trading up into the top 8, getting Justin Fields, which would put New England back at 15, where I think they would take, or 16. Wait, did I screw this up? That's what it is. I'm sorry, guys. I screwed up the Minnesota. Nope, I don't know how to read. No, dude, it is, Mike. I have a header on my Excel sheet, so I was reading 15 next to 14, and anyway. So there'd be Fields still going 8, but I think I'd have Chicago there. I'd have New England taking Micah Parsons at 15, which might bump. Who would that do? If I was taking Parsons, then Arizona would go with. Do I just give them a tackle just to make this less messy? I might have to just do that and then put Carolina at 20, where they would just take Alex Leatherwood. So I might just move a few pieces around here if I end up really think. What's that? We're talking about people, right? Exactly. I'd have to do some work here to kind of to move some people around, but Yeah, that's my contingency. But I'm gonna probably back you with Micah Parsons at 15 if I end up coming off this Justin Fields pick. So I'm gonna throw that out there. I'll have my final draft tomorrow. We'll put it on the Twitter account. But yeah, I have two ideas in mind now. This Dale Arnold breaking news threw me for a loop now, so I have to kind of read through everything and see what direction I think the Pats are going in. So
Look at the documents.
Yeah, and who knows? Like a trade might drop tomorrow, and we want to get the best score that we possibly can. So even if you think you're gonna stay true, a trade might drop, and we might have to, make some tweaks here.
Like a day of trade that swap.
Right, exactly. This is version 1.0, 2.0, and all that stuff. But yeah, so that was fun. I think again, the most part is gonna stand change. It's really just the Patriots that are controlling my board right now. That if a few dominoes might come into play here. But yeah, I think that was it. It was a lot of fun. I'm very excited for tomorrow night when we're on. This might be a little bit of a break for us. I have some weekend plans, so it might be till next Tuesday to do another show. But we'll go through our picks, see how we did as far as our scores go. We'll obviously have the other leagues for us as well to see how everyone performed. But yeah, should be fun. Happy draft everyone tomorrow, and hope everyone has a great draft night and a great weekend.
Hey, Sean. Vontae Mack, no matter what.
Vontae Mack, how can I forget?
I might watch that.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
all right,
good everyone.